Now we'll turn the truck upside down, get the stand out of the way. What you've got to do here, first thing you need to do is take the drive shaft loose on the front here. Right here, take that screw out and let the drive shaft slide back and out of the way. That's a 1.5 millimeter. Get you a little magnet tray to keep all your little parts in. Alright, as you can see, we have slid the drive shaft off. See, it was just up in there. You take that screw out, slide it, just move it out of the way. Now we got to take these, let me adjust this camera. Now we've got to take these 4 screws on the diff out. This one, and these 2 on the top. Just take all those out. As you can see, it's going to be hard to get to this other screw, so probably what I'm going to do is take these screws out here on these links and just let the whole assembly, drive shaft, not drive shaft, axle housing tilt forward a little bit so I can get to it. So that's what we'll jump on now. Alright. Now that gives me a little bit more room to work, because I like that one more screw right in here. Overlooked my hand. I just got over carpal tunnel syndrome. I had the surgery done finally after 15 years of suffering, and I'm on the mend, so it's a good thing. Right. I think another screw is loose. Wish we could get it any closer with the GoPro. I should have done this on my phone. I'm still trying to get that. There we go. The last screw. This is the Bronco, and all 4 screws that go into the diff are the same size. Now, don't you look at that. Looks good. That right there looks good. But we've got to take the portal boxes off. So that will be the next thing we do. We got to take this portal box and this portal box loose, slide them out. That way we can get that gear out of there. I forgot about that. This is the 3rd time this is the 4th time I've done 2 TRX4s and 1 Red Cat Gen 8 like this. So we'll just get the ugga tugga on this one. We'll put this screw here, and be careful when you're taking these portal boxes. They come with these little steel washers that go in there to help you from wearing out the plastic, or like steel bushings. Here's the other steel bushing. If we can get it to focus, yeah. Okay, now we can take the top screws out. Yeah, I can take these little light covers off. These right here. That's a 2.0 rock light covers. Take the rock light covers off, save you a little time. That way you don't have to pull all that crap apart. Or just open them up a little bit. And put it in there and reach down here, as you see there, and just take the top screw that goes to the portal box out. It's the easiest way of doing it. And this should have a little metal or brass bushing in it, just like the bottom ones do. All right. Get the screw. There's the screw with the bushing. All right. I forgot to take the steering loose. I got to take the steering loose too. Dang it. Let's disconnect the steering rod. Right there. We'll take the ugga-tugga to it. Catching all this. I need to adjust my GoPro, I guess. Okay, now you just pull the whole portal box and axle out just like that, one piece. Leave it all together, just one piece, pull it all out. Now we got to do the other side. Don't worry about this stuff falling. There's nothing you can't put back together. All right, let's take the rock light cover off so we can get to that portal box. This is the first time I've done a Bronco. I've done a Sport, 2 Sports, and 1 Red Cat Gen 8. And as you see, we'll try to get down to this one, just like that, and take that screw out. Ooh. That should be it. It should come with a, there you go, another bushing just like all the other ones. Now we've got to take the steering rod loose. See if I can get it from the, yeah, I can get it from the top too. Steering rod right there. Basically, you just got to disconnect all your portal boxes to get in there. If you look, your steering rod coming off your servo is on top of your right passenger side portal box. Just keep that in mind when you're reassembling. This will probably be your longest screw, so keep that in mind too. And it shouldn't have, I don't believe it's got any kind of bushings because all these have the rods and they're pressed in. So here we just pull out our passenger side portal box, and I got it all laying here on a napkin all nice and clean. If I can make some room. Now what we've got to do is just remove this, the diff, take this gear off and take the input gear and replace them with the proper gears. I think we have to take this little part out here first. I've never done one where it's got locking diffs. Every one I've done has had just the regular diffs. Yeah. So So we just leave that in there like that. If you can see, just leave that in there like that. And what we want to replace is this, the input in this gear right here. So we'll get them out of the box and do what we got to do. Traxxas actually claims these gears are stronger and more hardened steel than their stock diffs, which would make sense. They would almost have to be because they're under a lot of load. Okay, we just set that right over there. Push that input shaft out. Input gear. I don't know all the technical terms, but I know how to do it. So basically you're replacing that with this. This is a 1233 Overdrive. Yeah, 1233. So this is a 12 and that's a 33. Make sure that the input shaft gear that you take out does not have any shims on it, and this one doesn't. Just put it back in there just like that. Now we'll take the diff gear off of the diff itself. I'm really impressed how this is packed with grease. I really like that. You don't always see that when you open up diffs and portal boxes. It's not always a thing. And you can hear the torque on these bolts because they've got to be real tight. We get a little tugger. It's probably going to be real loud. I'll probably mute it. There's 4 screws out. The ring gear should just slide right off like that right there. As you can see in this one, you've got all your stuff for open diff in here. Just like your regular basher cars and stuff like that. And actually, it don't look too bad in there. Doesn't look bad at all. So I believe now we've got to push that. Ooh, there it went. It come right out. So keep it clean. You got to push that center gear out of the middle. And put it in the new one. Just like that. And then just put your diff back together. This same gear, pinion and diff gear work for the TRX4 Sport, TRX4 Bronco, TRX4 Blazer. I believe it also works for the TRX6 if you want to do it to the 6. So we just putting our screws back up. We'll line a couple, we'll start them all, then use the tugger on them. Line everything back up. You've got to line this pin up. I guess I could take all that out. Yeah, you just take all that out. I've never done this before on one of these. Line that pin up with that slot and that retainer right there. So line it up like that. Put your bearing on it. Now put your bearing on the other side, just like that. Slide this thing here out of the way. This is what locks and unlocks your diffs. It's just a piece of metal that goes in there. Just move it out of the way. Put your diff back in there and slide this little thing into place where it goes. It goes right, let me show you. It goes right in that slot. That's the way it unlocks and locks the diffs. See? Unlocks and locks. And it's real cool to have to leave it where it will be able to lock and unlock your diffs. And there you go. That's how it does it, just like that. See, there's a servo that push it both ways. Now all we need to do is put our cover back on, reassemble this thing, check your input shaft, and turn your differential there just a little bit like that. Make sure you don't have no play. And if you don't, you should be good to go and everything's good to go. So I'm gonna put the cover back on it. Before I put the cover back on it though, I'm gonna put some white lithium in there. A lot of people love marine grease, but I love white lithium. And I have my reasons, but we won't talk about them on this video. I'm just gonna put a little bit in there, not a whole lot. Okay, there we go, a little bit of white lithium. The reason I like white lithium is because marine grease has its place in RC cars. You know, my friends have told me it's good to put like white lithium on the outside right here where your drive shaft comes out, because there's no washer or nothing in there, so water just pours right in there. You can put some white lithium around it. I put not white lithium. You can put marine grease around it right there where your axle shaft comes out, because there's no seal in there, so water just seeps all the way in there. If you put, you know, like marine grease, it will help seal it right there before you put your portal boxes back on. And I also use marine grease on my receivers where the wires go into the receiver box. You know, it's not always flat. You get that rubber washer. I put marine grease real thick around there. All right, now we'll put the cover back on. If I can find it. Oh, it's over here. We'll just put the cover back on. Just like that. Make sure you still got a good fit. Yep, still got a good fit. Now we're gonna put the 4 screws back into the cover. And I'm thinking I got them. Yeah, I put all 4 of them over there, didn't I? The 4 screws will not be a cap screw like I've got in my hand. They will actually be, I think it's called a machine screw. Like these screws here. It'll actually be raised. It won't be where when you mount it down it's flush. So you got 4 machine, I think they're called machine. It's not a cap screw, it's a machine screw. We're gonna go in this video, basically all you have to do is hook your links back up, back here. Then put your portal boxes back in. Just like you've seen. Short one goes on the short end, as you can see up here. The short shaft goes on the short end. The long shaft goes on the long end. And then hook your steering back up. And you'll be good to go. You'll be back like you was. And remember your, this here goes on the bottom, kind of in the middle. Then your steering rod from your servo goes on top. And you're back to go. So we're going to end this video here because I'm fixing to do another video how to add brass to your TRX4. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. When you go to put your portal boxes back on, you might have to turn the output shaft just a little bit to get your actual shaft to line up with the splines inside the diff, but it's no problem at all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and remember, till next time, I love you, but God loves you more.